The Rhein-Main-S-Bahn is a system of mass transit commuter rail lines connecting central Frankfurt with outlying districts and surrounding towns and cities. So I thought it would be interesting to travel to the very ends of the lines just to see what's there. And today I'm going to
Friedrichsdorf, northern terminus of the S5.
The station itself is a bit of a mess at the moment because it is being rebuilt. It originally opened in 1895 and the main building is now protected under a preservation order. But what of the town it serves?
On the surface, it's an unremarkable little town in Frankfurt's commuter belt and economically doing reasonably well for itself. It's not even terribly old, but it does have a story to tell.
This column originally marked the border of the Duchy of Nassau until it was annexed by Prussia in 1866, after which it had a bust stuck on it, and later moved here. It is now a monument to Landgrave Frederick II of Hesse-Homburg, and if you're wondering why the inscription is in French, that's because way back in 1687 Frederick II gave this land to Huguenot refugees. The Huguenots were French Protestants who fled persecution and were forced to find new homes elsewhere. The 30 families that settled here and founded the town were welcomed by the Landgrave, who, according to legend, said that he would rather sell the family silver than refuse to help these poor people. The settlers were given a lot of freedoms and privileges and apparently chose to name their settlement after Frederick himself out of gratitude. And there is no shortage of reminders of the town's origins even today. Of course, the Landgrave wasn't motivated exclusively by altruism. He knew that Huguenots were skilled weavers, and so began a textile industry that brought serious economic benefits to the entire region. And in recognition of that, the settlement was granted city status in 1771. French remained the majority language in Friedrichsdorf until the First World War, and as late as the 1960s there were people who habitually prayed in French. Some locals spoke a strange mixture of the local German dialect and 18th century French, as in this verse by Frankfurt poet Friedrich Stolze. More recently, a very different religious community has found a home in Friedrichsdorf. This is the site of the Frankfurt Temple belonging to the Church of the Latter-day Saints, also known as the Mormon Church, and serving a district that includes a large chunk of Europe as well as Afghanistan and Arabia. Moving away from religion though, Friedrichsdorf is famous for two other things. One is Zwieback, a kind of rusk made by baking sweet white bread a second time, and once produced at this factory. The other is the invention of the telephone. It may come as a shock to fans of Alexander Graham Bell, but a certain Johann Philipp Reis, at the time living in this house and working as a physics teacher, built and demonstrated a prototype telephone in 1861, a full 15 years before Bell patented his device. Unfortunately, the German scientific community was slow to appreciate Reis's innovation, and he wasn't able to continue developing it before tragically dying of tuberculosis at the age of 40. And that, basically, is Friedrichsdorf. Not a place for the average tourist, but the birthplace of a technology that eventually evolved into the pocket computer that a lot of you are probably using to watch this video on.